So jumping off on what Nancy mentioned, what are your Christmas predictions or insights for the new year? What do you see is going to be trending?
Actually, she mentioned fun. What are you doing special at Christmas? So
You can do
Tradition,
that too.
yeah,
traditions, yeah.
yeah, that's what she'd said. So we're actually doing
Traditions,
something.
not predictions. Oh, I heard predictions.
Yeah. Just let me get into my prophecy mode and I'll let you know.
Okay, so what are your fun Christmas traditions?
All right. So can I start?
Please.
Okay. I'm doing something really fun and different this year. Agatha, who has recently joining as a member, she and her husband are in the same area as we are, and we're going to have Polish Christmas Eve, which is 12 courses of vegetarian food. So I have no idea what that looks like, but I think they classify fish as vegetarian, so I think it'll be okay.
Oh, that does sound like fun. I think I got her newsletter about that, Agatha, and that we're all invited to her Zoom Christmas Eve. So is that what she's referencing? The
Awesome.
Polish? Okay. I might just have to pop in. Who would have thought, we'll be doing Zoom invitations for for parties.
No kidding.
New traditions.
Anyone else? I saw a TikTok that made me laugh, and it said, who would think that in 2020 smoking pot was fine and not getting together with your family wasn't? Do you know? Like that's
Yeah.
Two backwards things. This is in Canada, by the way.
Oh, I see the little icon. It says we're live on Facebook.
Woohoo.
Hello, Facebook world, right?
Hello, Facebook.
Hey, Facebook.
I'm going to open up my Facebook window on the second computer just to double check. All right, anyone else?
Here we go. Welcome to Lunch and Learn Zoom Fridays. We are so happy to have everyone here. On behalf of Debbie, Olivia, and myself, we want to welcome and thank each of you for attending today. If you are out there watching on Facebook, drop your name in the comments and say hello to us. If you are an aspiring, emerging, or seasoned entrepreneur, you definitely need to be listening in because we have got a tribe of eagles that can't be beat. Let me tell you what. So if this is your first time to visit today, please type hashtag newbie in the chat and the name of the person that invited you here. To make it easier for follow-ups, we'd like to keep our chat organized, so please do not put your contact information in there until you are called to do so. My name is Nancy Gaskins, and this is a platform where entrepreneurs from around the globe gather each week to network, to do business together, to cooperate, to inspire one another to rise higher, go further, faster. And let me tell you what, this group right here has only been together since the last week of May, and it has been amazing what we've been able to accomplish just in a few short months. So if you're ready to make 2021 one of the best years ever, I invite you to come be our guest and join us on a Friday. You can visit us 2 times for free, and then you have the opportunity to join our tribe. So when we started, what you might have heard is we was going around the room and we were talking about some of the fun things, holiday things that we were expecting to do over the next couple of weeks, because this is our last Lunch and Learn Zoom Friday of the year. So go ahead, who'd like to share something? Anybody have anything exciting they'd like to share?
Well, I'm going to jump in, and being a transplant from the north, usually sitting at a fire during Christmas, the new tradition is hanging around the jacuzzi in our pool down here in Southwest Florida. So that's a new tradition that we're adapting down here for us.
Amen, brother. Everybody always laughs at me because I have all my family in on Thanksgiving, and we all go down to the beach and have our Christmas pictures made, and I take Grinch down there, and it's always just a ton of fun. One year we even barbecued down there. Who else would like to share something that they plan on doing?
Nancy, I'll go. Marcia here. So I'll be spending Christmas in northern Canada where there's snow. And I will be doing a lot of snowshoeing.
Oh, boy, that's a big workout, isn't it?
It sure is.
Has anybody snowshoed before besides Marcia? What do you think, Michelle? Big workout?
It's a phenomenal workout, and it's actually something I chose over skiing because I was such a nightmare on the slopes. So I would snowshoe the hills, like the ski hills. Awesome workout.
Oh, wow. Marsha, you need to do a Facebook Live. You need to make sure you get some pictures so we all can see you do that.
Marsha, have you snowshoed before?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Have you? Awesome. I actually like when I was like, I think it was pre-20s or maybe just after in my early 20s, I went snowshoeing and suffered so badly. I did so badly. I never ever did it again. I used to cross country ski, and like Michelle, I was a bit of a disaster on the hills, and I do want to go skiing again downhill, but cross country was my thing. It was a great workout and loved the community kind of feel. So snowshoeing's probably kind of the same thing, right, Marsha?
Well, snowshoeing you can do anywhere. Wherever there's snow, then I carry my snowshoes with me. And if I'm on a country road and there's snow, then I just get out and start snowshoeing.
And snowshoes have improved a lot. Like they're super light titanium things now. They're not like the big wooden things that you picture, right?
That's what I did.
Yeah, and they have like these little stakes that go into the ice as well if you're on icy ground. So it's a whole different ballgame now. Like it's not the old-fashioned ones.
Oh, well, thank goodness. I remember that well. All right, let's move along to our kudos, celebrations, and recognitions. Do we have any birthdays or anniversaries or special things coming up in December we need to know about? No birthdays this time?
Wow.
Just,
I've got his hand up.
Go ahead, Bruce.
I've got a speaker event coming up on Sunday that I'm one of the guest speakers. It's a suicide prevention show that I'm going to be talking about why self-talk matters. So I'm excited about that.
Okay, well, we'll go over events here in just a few minutes.
Well, no,
this is really
just a celebration that it's like.
Okay. Well, congratulations, everybody. Let's use our reaction button down there. Let's give him a hand clap.
Yeah.
Very good.
Awesome.
Anybody else?
I have a birthday in early January before we meet again.
Oh, who is that? I'm looking. Helen.
Yep.
All right. Happy birthday in advance.
And just a note to all the people like Mary, I know we'll totally align with this. At the 21st of December, we move into the age of Aquarius. So that's a place where compassion and empathy will really prevail. And I know that in this group, all of us are in that realm. So I think it's going to be a time for us to really shine.
Thank you for sharing that, Michelle. One thing that I want to share with you, if you remember back, one of our Eagles, Christine, is an organ donor, and I do not have an update on her this week, but please put her in your prayers, and we want to lift her up as well as the organ recipient so that everything goes smooth sailing for both of those. And that is just an amazing thing that she is doing. So Christine, if you're out there listening to us, we love you. We're thinking about you, and we're sending prayers up for you. So any other recognitions or celebrations? Raise your hand and y'all help me find each other. Yes, Fernando.
Yeah, 9 days ago, it was my 31st anniversary, wedding anniversary. So it was very nice.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's rare these days, and thank goodness I'm hearing a little bit more and more of those. So that's positive for sure. Anybody else? All right, we're going to move along to our next section here on tips, secrets that you've learned this week. Let me tell you what, last weekend, I, and along with several other people in our tribe, we attended Eric Worre's GoPro conference. And let me tell you what, it was amazing, as always, jam-packed full of really great information. And since so many of my Eagles here were in that, I would like to do kind of a spin-off when we're going to have a some Zoom calls and some brainstorming sessions where we can implement some of the things that we learned on that. But one thing that was interesting, and I made a video about it earlier this week, was they were talking about, we had some social media training, obviously, and they were talking about the difference between reposting and sharing content. And I would like to share that with you because we're going into the holidays and you may be doing a lot of that. When you share content, like you share a post on Facebook, depending on the person that you're sharing that content, how they have their privacy settings is going to determine how far of a reach that post is going to get. So if they've got it set, to private, then the only people that's going to see that is the people that you have in common. Okay. So your reach is not going to be very far. Also, if they delete that post, guess what? It goes away. When you're looking down through your Facebook feed, you might have noticed this content is no longer available. And you're wondering some of those things, what in the world is that all about? Well, more than likely that's happened. Well, you can use an app and you can get them for free. You can look in your app store. It's called a reposting app. And so you can repost something and you just need to give that person credit if it's something that they need to be, have credit for. And then your settings can be public. And now that thing can go all over. So that was really interesting. I thought Fraser Brooks, if you don't follow him, he is hilarious. He's a great social media person. And that's who they had on there as the expert. And so I thought that was really interesting. Anybody else have any tips or anything that they'd like to share this week, a new tool that they've discovered?
Well, something that you and I had discussed, Nancy, which I thought was brilliant. There's a 5-5-5 formula when you are engaging with posts on, LinkedIn or Facebook. And so once a week, just choose 5 people that you're going to follow. Perhaps you're wanting to build a relationship with that person and following their content, and then choose 5 of their posts to write a comment. And your comment should be more than 5 words. So I thought there was just, really easy, simple way to remember and build your engagement and relationships.
Absolutely. And one of the things on there, we get in a bad habit sometimes of just liking and loving and not really saying anything. But, we're in this to build relationships with folks. Another thing that was mentioned is go to their messenger and send them a message. I really love that post that you were doing. Also do that in your groups. So we're about building relationships. So those are some tips that you can do. And thank you for reminding me of that. That was excellent. Yes, Michelle.
There's a website I just got connected with called answerthepublic.com. And it's all of the different questions that are being asked out there on the searches. So you can look through and categorize it. But there is a free version of it, and it's just different data searches. And sorry, I want to ask, was it in this group that someone had talked about the same kind of thing for the media? The media was looking for answers to different things. Was it in this group? I thought it was. Anyone? No?
Michelle, okay. What's that called?
Answerthepublic.com.
Love it.
If you have something, put that in the chat. Bruce, I believe you shared something earlier. It was either this week or last week about some top questions that you could do on podcasts that I thought was really, really good. Was that you?
I remember seeing that. Yeah, that was you, Bruce, that posted, additional questions to ask.
Bruce can't seem to unmute himself, but I was going to answer Michelle's question. There is a place where you can help the really mainstream media, and it's called helpareporterout.com. So that's the one.
Well, I'm having internet issues and stuff, but this is there was a post that I shared that had to do with asking questions for podcast guests, and there was some that Ask the Public one was one potential one, but there was another one, but I can't find I can't find the link now.
All right. Anybody else have any resources that they'd like to share this week? Yes, Kate.
Well, it's not a resource, but just something really simple. Anybody that makes a lot of lists and gets frustrated by not finishing their lists in a day, and I think we can try to take on way too many things. I know I can. And what I'm going to focus on now, and I was reminded of this week, is pick 3 things, and anything else that you get done in a day is a bonus, so that you're in a place of congratulations. And if those 3 things are too big, start smaller. But you want to be in a place of congratulating yourself for getting stuff done, not for beating yourself up for not getting it done.
Good advice. Jeffrey.
So those who are using Instagram, I started to use $80. It's a Gary Vee app. It allows you to gather people from hashtags, and found it very, very useful to starting to engage with posts that are being done, and then building a form of reputation and awareness.
What was that link?
It's called, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, cool, thanks.
One of the things also that I found interesting, just one second, Juanita, and I'll get to you, was at this event, they were promoting, you know, of course, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Okay, those were the top 3. And so we have been really hammering it hard on the leveraging LinkedIn. And I thought that was amazing that everywhere I went, that nobody was talking about that. So guys, that's a captive audience for us to get in there and really learn how to use LinkedIn, because it's still, people, entrepreneurs are not schooled and educated on how to be using LinkedIn. And that's going to give me a segue here in just a minute. Go ahead, Juanita.
And that's my 2 cents today, because I learned from Olivia's class in my LinkedIn this week how to promote others and some of my colleagues in sharing profiles. And we were working on our own little, things. So just the word jargon, but just from changing a couple of things in my profile, I got 15 new folks to view me. So that was really wonderful. So LinkedIn is one of those great things. So thank you, Olivia, for that class.
Yes, and I was in that class, and I'm going to give kudos back up with Juanita on that. So thank you, Olivia.
Very good. Okay, let's go into our next little segue of events. And since we're on that, Jessica and Olivia this week was on a summit that I got to go in, and it was fantastic. And I'll let you share your events. If you have any, now would be the time to put those in the chat. If you have anything coming up between now and our next Lunch and Learn Zoom Friday, go ahead and put that in the chat. Olivia, I'll let you and Jessica talk just a moment about your summit and your experience with that. Another cooperation, folks. I'm telling you, this is real. You know, if you're not cooperating with us, if you're not doing joint ventures, if you're not doing masterminds, if you are not doing, any of these things, it's ready for the taking. Go ahead, Olivia.
Yes. And so this was a bucket list item for me this year, to actually appear on a summit and give a live presentation. It's my first one. So really excited for that. And people loved it. So, which is amazing. And I really credit, because of the webinars I'm doing and because of Lunch and Learn Zoom Fridays, I was like ultimately prepared to take that stage on. So more to come. But yeah, it was a great experience. It's called the Fast Tracked Your Business in 2021. Links are still available if you want to get access to recordings and the special giveaways, etc. So I'll drop those links in the chat. But yeah, there were an amazing panel of speakers from just mindsets, tool sets, new strategies that can help launch your business in 2021. And one of the speakers, she was so brilliant. Her name is Natalie. And she talked about being, tech savvy. And she says that sometimes when we go to these summits and conferences, the GoPro, right? Like it's so overwhelming, and you can easily fall into that trap of like information binging. And so she had this image of like, there's a water pitcher in a glass, right? And like, you're just pouring information constantly into yourself. And then over time, your cup is overflowing, and then you don't even know, you're drowning by that time. And so she said, take your glass, take your pitcher of water, pour, take a sip, ingest it, drink it in, really absorb the information before you pour another little sip, before you pour a little more, and then take a sip. So I thought there was like a brilliant metaphor, because sometimes I think, we had talked about this in our Facebook discussion, we go into all these summits and programs and tools and not really, going deep dive into them and leveraging them for your business. So just choose one at a time, take sips of water, breathe, and then reevaluate.
Thank you for sharing. Penny, visitors, you are free to to chime in here and share and put your stuff in the chat, anything that you want to. You are our special VIP guest. So you are, yes, you can participate in anything that we're doing in here. We'll give you a chance to introduce yourself here in just a moment. Jessica, would you like to tell about your experience?
I just had a great time. It was a brilliant panel of speakers, especially Miss Olivia. I mean, I just am pleased I've been able to participate in so many of these this year, and I was grateful to be there. It was a lot of fun, and I often make a ton of connections just with the speakers, let alone the people who reach out to me from the conference. So I was just happy to be there, and I'm just enjoying the holiday season. So sorry I was off camera a bit and I was a little tardy. I was scarfing down a sandwich, not a good look for me. So I thought better save you a whole.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for sharing. Again, if you have any events coming up, please put those in the chat. Visitors,
Nancy, I also wanted to make a plug because the event that Jessica and I attended was organized by Valerie Huhard, and she has another one for end of December called Coping with Trauma. And so she reached out to me looking for, speakers. And so I was able to refer up to 5 people just from our group alone. Jeffrey's going to be on there, as well as Tracy. I know I got her in there as well.
Kathy
And,
Nesbitt.
yes. And Kathy for Laughter Yoga. And then one more person, she's not on here right now, but I was very grateful to have the opportunity to give back to my supporters here. And so that's what being referral partner is all about, right? So who do you know that's top of mind? And so when someone's looking for recommendations, I immediately thought of, our folks here.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, we're going to introduce our guest right now. And so the rest of you can go ahead and put your information in the chat, your contact information. This is the place in our chat where you go put your name, your emails, Facebook, ever how you want us to contact you, because we're Referral Partnership Network. We don't consider this spamming. That's what we do. We reach out, make connections. One of the things that I tell everyone all the time is not everybody here is going to be your customer or your client or your rep, but 100% of everybody within your sphere of influence should be your referral partner. So why aren't they? What are you doing wrong? Let's learn how to do this right. Okay. So you need to make connections. Doesn't matter whether you can only do business in Canada, only in the United States. It doesn't matter. You need to expand that network worldwide, because you never know who people know and who they have in their spheres of influence. So let's get this started. And Nancy Evans is part of our tribe, but she has not been here in a little bit. And last week we didn't get to see her beautiful face. So I would like for her to go first, in case somebody doesn't know her, and for the newbies to meet her as well. Go ahead, Nancy. Do a 30-second intro.
Thank you so much, Nancy. I appreciate that. I am Nancy Evans, and I am your natural energy wellness consultant, focusing on helping families to embrace a healthier energy home environment so you make less trips to the doctor. Today, what I am focusing on is a very, very specialized water system called PyMag water. And what this water system does is it transforms your tap water into filtered, pristine, alkaline water. And it is very economical, and it tastes as sweet as your mom's apple pie. So if you are interested in learning more about one way that you can change your family's health and well-being by just changing the water you drink, please type Stress Busters, hashtag Stress Busters, and we can connect for a conversation. Thank you.
All right. Her little pitch there just reminded me of an announcement that I need to make. One of the most significant takeaways at this Eric Worre's event is the importance of storytelling. And I just had to smile and laugh all the way to the bank, because that is what we have been practicing ever since May. And we need to have a 30-second pitch, a 1.5-minute pitch, a 3-minute pitch, a 5-minute presentation, and a 10-minute presentation. So that's what we're all about. So I need you guys to get back on the wagon, start practicing over the holidays. And then on the second meeting in January, the second Lunch and Learn Zoom Friday, we will have our personal and professional development segment, but we're going to go into the breakout rooms and we're going to really hammer on getting your stories right. Okay. There needs to be an intro. And one of the things that I told you in the ClickFunnels training, it was hook, story, offer. Hook, story, offer. And let me tell you, when you're scrolling through Facebook, you're going down through there, what is going to, or on any of your social media, what's going to stop, what's going to grab your audience? Something that I learned, a lot of us are in sales and marketing. We've had that in our background, and some of our promotions have the same background, but a different message. And they showed us what that looked like for somebody who is scrolling. It's very generic and it looks like they've already seen your post. So what are they going to do? They're going to go right on by. So you need to make sure that you're looking and you have those backgrounds different. You're doing something different. You know, I don't care how crazy it might seem, but what's going to make people stop, look, and listen at what you have to say? So thank you, Nancy, for reminding me of that, because she's got a new pitch. We haven't heard that one before. So she's been working on that. Penny Lee, welcome. Introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. Penny Lee Prevost. I am known as the Dancing Motivator. I am the co-founder of the Graduate Thrivers Incorporated, where we have two divisions. One division is business strategy, business development, called Stepping Stones for Success, with my partner Liz M. as in Money Raymond. And then I focus on helping people build their relationships and understand how they can nurture relationships in order to grow their business as well. And our second division is a social platform for women called Thriving Forward Through Change, where we incorporate personal development as well. So that's me, and I'm from Ottawa, Canada.
And who referred you today?
You.
All right.
Nancy, can I interrupt? You guys are like a second family, and I haven't seen my son, who's active duty Army, in like almost 3 years. He's been overseas and
shut up. Put him on the screen. Shut up.
Hey. He just walked in the door, so I love you guys, but I'm gonna go.
Hang on. Let me hear you say huh. Let me see if you're a real Army guy.
Come on.
There you go. Guys, for those of you who don't know, that can be used as huh, a question. Huh can be used as an exclamation point. Huh. All kinds of ways. It's amazing, right?
He said, I'm on break right now. I'm going to go be with him. He just drove in. He's
from
Kentucky. He's been driving all night, and I love you guys. Bye. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Enjoy yourself. Thank you for your service, young man. All right. So let's go around the room. We're going to do a 30-second introduction and something that, we need to do our screenshots. Should have done that before she left. Everybody get your screenshots ready. Today, we are celebrating something that we are grateful for. Okay, so get your screenshots ready right quick. I'm going to change mine.
I want to just interject something to add, Nancy, please,
yes.
About while we are on this emotion of gratitude and consciously invoking emotional energy as a group, like group meditation, like entrainment instructor, if we're talking about frequencies and water, Nancy Evans just gave this beautiful new pitch about the importance of good, clean, healthy water. And her company, this is a larger water project, an event that I'd like to bring your awareness to. So it belongs in those previous sectors. It's just that on the construction layer, we are now selling the Kangen water machines, which is another form of water purification, because en masse, we're attempting to upgrade the water infrastructure. So I just want to bring some awareness to this as we're all tapping into the emotion of gratitude. If we could also consciously send that into the water that we're drinking, because water is the element that purifies and clears, and we need a lot of that right now with all of the cleanup following this pandemic going on. So let's please consciously integrate this into our water systems right now. Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much for sharing. Okay, everybody got your screenshots of gratitude or something ready? We're going to take our pictures. I count down 3, 2, 1, and then I'll do the screenshot. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. There's the first one. Hang on, I'll get the next one. 3, 2, 1. And we're going to do one more for good measure. I'm going to try and do a full screen here. Three, two, one. Perfect. All right. So let's go around the room. And Richard Morden, you can go first, sir.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Richard Morden. I'm from Vancouver Island in Canada. I'm helping with my skill set, helping divorced women step into their power. It's a 10-10 program, 10 weeks, 10 things we do each week. I'm also including chakra work in there as well. So you can take that separately or with the course as well, depending on your acceptability of energy work itself. But helping women step into their power, grounding, identity, and conflict are the major things we work through in communication. Thank you.
And what are you grateful for this year?
I still got to celebrate with my extended family that took me under their wing 42 years ago when I was 21 after my mom died. So we had Christmas on Zoom, but I've hosted the last 4 years. And I got to host a Zoom call this year. So
that's fantastic. And before I forget, because I always leave myself out, I am most grateful for all of you guys and gals. I've got you back here on my Zoom. I can't tell you enough how much this year has meant to me. I have loved meeting each and every one of you, developing these relationships. I do feel like we're family. You guys call me, feel free to, chat. We message each other. We talk on a regular basis. And that to me is extremely powerful. I feel like I'm really connected to you, and I cannot wait for the upcoming year. And it's been my privilege to just watch you guys and gals soar and do all the wonderful things that you've been doing. I mean, I'm truly grateful for each and every one of you. So thank you for that. Jeffrey.
Thanks, Nancy. Ditto on that. So hi, I'm Jeff Berger, founder of Abundance and Optimum Wellness, physically, mentally, and financially. Are you looking to find your mental edge? I help entrepreneurs improve their psychological vigor, physical energy, mental acuity, and emotional well-being. Mental fitness, a holistic concept, consists of focus, confidence, stress resilience, and the ability to manage pressure. Relate to any? Are you looking to get some of your psychological vigor back? Let's chat. Enter hashtag mental fitness. And what I'm grateful for is actually dittoing on Nancy, is building the new relationships that we've been doing with these Friday Lunch and Learns as well. So I'm very, very grateful and humbled to be a part of this group. Thank you.
Thank you. Tracy.
Well, hi, everyone. It's been a while since I've been here. I'm Tracy, and I help people feel better naturally, and I do that with the use of doTERRA essential oils. So I help people with various issues. For instance, I had a phone call today from one of my new customers, who has a son that was struggling with nightmares every single night and would wake up in a complete panic. And she now has empowered him with a spray of lavender and adaptive that he can now spray his linen. So if he wakes up in the middle of the night, he just spritzes his pillow and now goes back to sleep. So that's one example of how I help people just with everyday needs. And if this is something that interests you, I would love to have a conversation where I can tell you a bit more about my oils and maybe find out a little bit about you.
And your gratitude?
I am most grateful for this wonderful platform that we have called Zoom, that I have been able to meet so many incredible people that I never would have met prior to using Zoom. So I'm grateful for that. And I get to teach dance on it every single day because we are closed out of our studios at the moment. So I am incredibly grateful for this beautiful platform where I got to meet all of you.
Thank you very much. I love your glasses, by the way. They just really, really shine. Marsha.
Do you finally, once and for all, want to make peace with food because you're having too many mindless dates in front of the fridge? I'm Marsha LaCour, Daily Accountability Health Strategist. And as the author of 4 books, I help entrepreneurs like you reinvent their relationship with their body and their energy to feel more comfortable in their body and finally make peace with food. So if you want to connect, please go into the chat and put in hashtag daily accountability.
Your gratitude?
Connections this year with people here in this group and making connections with other people in other groups through Facebook and LinkedIn. It's been amazing.
Barry?
Well, hi, everybody. If we haven't met, I work with you and your family to take care of your health, your beauty, your well-being by introducing you to North America's #1 wellness shopping club with naturally powered, high-performance, exceptional products at reasonable prices. Remember, we're not a buying decision, we're a shopping decision. So you just switch stores and shop at Melaleuca. We are over 35 years old, the original green, the original essential oils company, and we manufacture over 450 products to take care of you and your loved ones. My information and my calendars in the chat. I'd love to do an introduction and introduce you to Melaleuca, the wellness company, hashtag Melaman. And I'm going to keep my gratitude simple, Nancy. I am blessed to have my partner in life, Linda, and I don't take that for granted. Every day I wake up, and that is how I wake up, honoring her.
That's beautiful, Barry. Thank you for sharing that. Gary?
Hi. Well, we're starting into a new year. 2021 is upon us. So my question to you is, what's your career status? Are you looking for a new career? Maybe you're just frustrated or dissatisfied with the old one and you want to get out of it. Well, give me a call and we'll sit down and talk through a lot of information, but we want to put you on a path to discovery about potential new careers that you may look for in 2021. Give me a call. Hashtag Own It with Gary. And my gratitude is mostly family, but extended family as well, this group.
Thank you. Bruce?
All right. This is are you living your life to your fullest or just existing? Most people have at least one area of life that they would like to improve or change, but they don't know where to start or what steps to take. My name is Bruce Barnes, and I'm an intuitive life and mindset coach. I can help you go from feeling frustrated and stuck to feeling relaxed and empowered, one small change at a time. My own personal health and business experiences taught me the importance of a positive mindset and honed my intuitive skills, which help guide our coaching sessions. So let's set up a free discovery call and identify your goals and challenges and create a plan to help you move towards your ideal life. I look forward to helping you actualize your full potential. Hashtag full potential. And I'm most grateful, for my health as well as this group. It's been, since we got started back in May, we've grown into a family. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Bruce. Balbir?
Hi, everyone. My name is Balbir Kabila. As a woman who felt like I had nowhere to turn, I was able to get out of my situation when I was introduced to a company called Legal Shield. What I realized was 2 things. I didn't have to stay stuck, but it also opened the door to the opportunity because I was now out of an IT job that I had done for nearly 30 years. So, who do you know that is a woman that is stuck in either in their corporate job or in their IT job, and they do not wish to continue that? They might love it to pieces, but it might not love them back. Time and effort is required in those things, but with Legal Shield, you help so many more people get out of their situations and be able to have that time, freedom, and lifestyle that they probably now want to have. So if you know someone like that, I would love an introduction. You know, my details are in the chat, and my hashtag is Legal Savvy with Balbia. Thank you.
Thank you. And your gratitude?
For all of you guys, I would not be here where I am without your support, your mentoring, all the things that I've learned here, priceless from, you know, everybody. I'm learning each week that I come. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Olivia.
Happy holidays, everyone. So my name is Olivia, the LinkedIn Visibility Authority. I help you go from invisible to visible on LinkedIn. So I teach you through very simple lessons and my fun interactive webinars, simple things that you can do to really leverage LinkedIn as a marketing communication tool for your business. So my contact information is in the chat, and I invite you to join these free webinars Tuesdays and Wednesdays weekly. Hashtag LinkedIn.
And
I am most grateful for all of you as well. Who would have thought like we would have grown this platform, Nancy, when I first met you at the Laura Landmeyer event, and we were just, you know, masterminding about ideas, how to carry it forward. And here we are networking and collaborating, and very grateful for the collaborations I've you know, encountered this year.
Me too, Olivia. Thank you. Priscilla Rose.
Yes, good morning, everybody. I'm Priscilla Rose, Legal Shield Identity Theft Associate. And Legal Shield, they provide advice, counseling, and other legal benefits at an affordable price. They also provide identity theft services, and they not only monitor your information, give you alerts, but they also provide privacy management and true restoration services, where a licensed investigator will work to put your identity back the way it was before the incident happened. As far as my what I'm grateful for, I'm grateful that I can see my family through either FaceTime or Zoom, because I'm not able to be with them and touch them in person. So I just thank God that I'm able to do that, because I have one grandchild and I'm able to see and talk to her every Sunday. So I look forward to that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Queen Lori.
Hi, everyone. We've had a wonderful conversation today about water, and the power of healthy water and of healthy green products. And what I bring to the table, I bring to you, is a choice point of healthy soil and a healthy lawn, a choice to have a different solution for your lawn, your garden, and even your houseplants. If you'd like to hear more, I'm the Queen of Green, and I can help you change your entire environment along with the water and your household products. Thank you so much. And I do that through healthy soil amendments. So please reach out to me, hashtag the Queen of Green, to start your new year off with healthy green solutions.
And what are you grateful for, Missy?
First of all, I will say this beautiful being, Angelina, she's in my life, and then all the rest of you in our lives, and the potential and the possibilities and how much we can change the world. I think my gratitude is how much really is possible now, and all the silver lining of COVID. And look, we would have never met if it hadn't. How many people would you have not met if it wasn't for COVID? So
You're exactly right. Yeah. You're exactly right. Juanita.
Hello, everybody. My name is Juanita Harvin. I'm the CEO of Your Way Tours, a full-service travel agency and a military family-owned business. We'd like to be your global travel agency for your global adventures. So, can't you see yourself on a trip going to a castle hopping, wine tasting in France or Germany, or Italian cooking. Oh, a wellness tour to the Black Forest. We can do that, and we can send you around the globe affordably. Dream now, plan now, travel now. Hashtag global tours and trips. And yes, I am grateful. Oh, thank goodness the good Lord has left us here for another year. But we are so grateful that I think all of us have the connections amongst ourselves, and we have a home to be in. Some of the things I've been hearing with folks, you know, it's been very difficult for folks even just to stay in homes and being evicted and things. So I'm just so happy to have y'all as my extra family. And I got a house that I can at least Zoom and relocate and see folks and still be connected and not be so lonely. So thank you.
Thank you. Jock?
Sorry, took a second to hit unmute. Jock McLeese, Enchanted Marketing. Would you like to have your customers think of you every time they go out and shop at Walmart, Starbucks, Target, Buffalo Wild Wings, any place like that? There's a gift card app that is white labeled for your company, for your business. And every time the person uses it, they save money, typically $400 a year. So they're loving you for that. And they're seeing you all the time, so they don't forget about you, and you get more referrals. Had a real estate agent using that, and their referrals have shot through the roof. Hashtag branding, and grateful for my health and my wife's almost health. 3 months ago, she was having pain. They decided it might be COVID, so they told her to go get a COVID test. It was appendicitis, and by the time they actually let her come into the hospital after getting the COVID test, her appendix had ruptured. She was in the hospital off and on for 3 weeks. IV antibiotics for almost 2 months. And finally, 2 days ago, the appendectomy, which they couldn't do until they got the infection down. And she basically is just about back to normal. So it's been an ordeal for the last 3 months, particularly for her.
Well, Jock, I'm sorry I did not realize that. We'll put your family in prayers and hope she has a speedy, full recovery. And for you too, I know how difficult that is being a caregiver and, you know, having all the balls to juggle and all of that stuff. So we'll be thinking about you. Angelina?
Hi, everybody. So good to be with you all. My name is Angelina. I am a heart-based holistic wellness consultant and counselor. I work with the Indigenous Medicine Wheel to help people have a visual teaching tool to get more aware of balance in their life. And I work with Lori Scott and the Algae Grow product to specifically get more aware of your relationship with the earth, and regardless of your skill level, gardening or your experience with that, just to get more aware of how that relationship is part of your overall wellness. So just starting to work with the soil helps you work with your whole overall wellness. And so we can definitely talk about that. You can give me a call, have a discovery session, and my hashtag is AlgaeGrow. And I am definitely very grateful this year, especially meeting so many new people that are just connecting and sharing from the heart and finding ways to help each other. There's just so many stories of negative things going on, and yet that's not my experience. I am meeting beautiful people that are loving and sharing and helping in so many ways, and just trying to find out how that happens. And this week alone, I got to participate in Olivia's online LinkedIn class, and it was wonderful. It was fun. I just keep meeting amazing people, and so it's really great to be with you all.
Thank you. We're glad you're here.
Thank you.
Ellie?
Hi guys, I'm Ellie Sheffy. I am your go-to expert for practical, easy to implement tips and tricks that generate results and facilitate change. I do this with entrepreneurs, so I help you strategize, launch, pivot, scale, and diversify your business. I also do it with authors. I help you get your book out of your head and into your hands fast. This is the latest book that I've just published, Sisters Rising. It's a book compilation series by women, for women, celebrating and supporting women. Features 9 amazing female entrepreneurs. So I'm super proud to be able to showcase these 9 women, especially in a time of COVID. And then I also work with women, helping them find their voice, stand in their power, and define for themselves who they are, what they want, and what they want their life to be, so that they can create the life that they want on their terms. I am most grateful actually for this whole year. I've been in quarantine alone for 10 months, and I have to say this has literally been the best year of my life. I've launched 5 companies. I've written 3 books. Now I have publishing houses and I'm helping other people. I have e-courses and master classes and summits and workshops and you name it, coaching programs and masterminds. I've met the most amazing people, and I'm so incredibly blessed to now be working with people like Richard Branson and Yannick Silver and Morris Levin and Jack Canfield and Patty Aubrey, and to actually be able to work with them connective. And I have met so many impact-driven, heart-centered leaders, transformational leaders, and people who just want to go out there and make a difference. And I would not have done that if COVID had not hit. So I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my connections. I'm grateful for being sent to my room to sit for 10 months and to stop playing and start impacting. So
thank you very much. We're glad you're here, and we have been watching, and you have been a real dynamo this year. So congratulations on all that. And this next year is going to be even more amazing. Kate, my screen just moved around a little bit. So I think Kate and Mary are the last 2. Is that correct? Anybody else that I have missed? Claudio, you're going to go in a minute. I've got you 3 going last. All right, go ahead, Kate.
Hi, everyone. Merry Christmas coming. I want to start with gratitude. One of the things that I've really become aware of yesterday, and that I'm hugely grateful for it because it brought to mind many other occasions. And that is that through this time of, I think, a bit of starvation for being with people, is that we in business have become more personal, and we get to know people at a deeper level, even on screen. I had a conversation with someone yesterday that really triggered that. And I went through it was kind of like the domino, you see it, and then you see all the people that you've had conversations that weren't just about business. Like when people actually have asked me how I am, I'm actually getting the feeling that they mean it. Right? And so it's an opportunity. And for me, it's always been really hard to be vulnerable. And I have really been working on being in that space this year. And I'm noticing, of course, that there's so many other people in the same boat. So real learning. And the other thing is I'm extremely grateful for this group and for the things that I've learned and the people that are here mostly. So on that note, I help busy entrepreneurs to look and feel amazing, to look and feel empowered and confident with ease and fun, taking you from invisible to magnetic in less than 30 days without decision fatigue. Amplify your image, your style, and your results. Beauty is not just skin deep. There is the inside that shines from within to bring the beauty to the outside. So what we do is we work inside out, I like to say, because we're working holistically. We're working with the health, we're working with the emotions and self-esteem, self-confidence. So that really makes a difference. And did you know that you have 7 seconds to impact, to make a first impression? And is there anything that you think that you can say to influence anyone in 7 seconds? It is done by how you show up. So you don't get a second chance at a first impression. So why not show up your best? #ColorMeBeautiful.
All right, congratulations. She's got a new pitch. It went over well. I liked it. I could follow it. I was right there. Everybody shake your head. You like her new pitch? Yep, you did a great job, Kate.
I'm glad this is recorded, then I can listen to it.
Exactly, exactly. And this is one of the cool things. You know, I go back and I rewatch, believe it or not, all of these.
That's
You know,
brilliant.
I find out, you know, nuances. I watch whether you're paying attention or not, or whether you're multitasking. Yes, I see you. And so anyway, it's just really cool for me to watch and see how you guys and gals have evolved since the last week of May. Mary Long, you'll be the last one before we go into our four really speakers today and our topic for today. So go ahead, Mary.
All right, great. Hey, y'all. So happy Christmas, Merry holidays, whatever you want to say out here. I'm in New York, so we also acknowledge Hanukkah and all these things. So it's a big celebration for us here. But happy holidays, whatever you're into. And so I want to say also, I'd like to start with gratitude. I really love you guys. I'm appreciative. I'm grateful to be here. I'm watching my world transform in front of my eyes due to having better connections and a better, healthier network. And so I want to share for my audience, because I have a lot of technical nerds. Y'all know I'm a software engineer. I actually own a company that's called Internet Jeopardy, GEO, because I work with rocks and geo, but I'm like I was electricity critical infrastructure. So I'm not so much an environmental scientist on the earth level, but I am on water and electric. And so anyway, I actually own this very, very, very nerdy company called Internet Jeopardy, GEO. And we do a lot with data scientists because I'm a senior software engineer. And so on the nerdy level of the audience, I got so nervous saying all that. I really want to talk to a lot of y'all here. I'm so nervous. I don't even know how to talk about this.
And there's no reason for you to be. I mean, Miss Super Genius, you know, you've got the platform. Give us your offer. Give us your offer.
Sure. So my offer, y'all, is what I'm teaching people. Okay, so ultimately, I own this very nerdy company. I'm an electrical engineer. I'm a software engineer who worked on electric cars in the Silicon Valley. I work on the data science that tells the power plants when to turn on and off. I work on very large international engineering projects. And we have found that something very important to us is educational management and actually getting more women and girls and minorities into STEM or STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, even including dance, and mathematics. And so we're really trying to improve some of this curriculum. And so I'm doing this on a really practical, fundamental software layer by doing a lot of stuff with geology and rocks because people love crystals and they're super fun to play with. We also teach them about feng shui and how to take back control of their environment and promote a healthier environment by bringing in some of this environmental awareness. And so there's a lot of projects I want to talk to y'all about. Offers that are going on right now or things that I want to invite you to come talk to me about are clean water, Kangen water, or even things like Nancy's doing. That's naturally going to lead into the stuff that Lori, Scott, and Angelina are doing with the earth. I'm not an earth specialist. I'm a water and electrical type of person. But so I think that there are really great possibilities for all of us to work together on these types of projects, and particularly in how we're dealing with education management. And so I'm offering to teach a feng shui workshop, an introduction to feng shui, to just, since we are all in COVID right now, in this pandemic, a lot of people are at home and we need to be looking as like an HVAC engineer, we need to look in the inside of our respiratory systems into the vents up there.
Okay, we're going over. I'm gonna have to cut you off. One thing I want to say right now, visitors, one of the things that we do in these groups, you will see we're not doing it today, but normally we go into breakout rooms and we give some coaching tips. I'm going to do that for Mary right quick because she's doing a new pitch, just because I want to share something with you. Mary, all that stuff, all the way up to the start where you started talking about the STEM, what you're trying to do for the women, get rid of everything before that. Start right there, because that was the story. I was watching the screen, and when you started talking about that game and why you were doing it, people were leaning in, they were paying attention. You need to focus on one thing and one thing only. She's an IT, she's a doctoral student, she's got all of this stuff. She's a genius, okay? But we don't need all of that at one time. You need, because it gets us lost. So focus on one thing.
Like Olivia said, that girl's genius.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta
Well,
talk to people.
well, I'm just saying, each time we can learn something new about you, because, you know, when I first met you, I was blown away. I bragged on you everywhere. But when you come into these groups, you can't throw up because we're lost on what it is. I mean, you started out, you had that game, and then all of a sudden your offer is something totally different that's not in alignment with that. So that's just a constructive.
And I only ever get criticism, so I never get any positive feedback, and this is why my confidence is low. Like I
Well, we don't want that. And your hair looks great and your background looks great, and you held that up, and I saw a big difference when you came in there. And so I'll get with you over the holidays and let's practice on that, because there should not be anything wrong with your confidence, girlfriend. I mean, you got it going on. Okay. So that's just a positive thing that I want to share. Now we're going to move along into our professional development topic. I want everybody to get out your phone right now, and I want you to do a watch party, and then I want you to set that phone down, because I want everybody showing up on this on Facebook. So get your Facebook out, start a watch party on there, but then turn around to your Zoom camera and pay attention here on Zoom what's fixing to go on.
What's
Yes,
a watch
Kay.
party? What's a watch party?
Okay. Can somebody, I don't have my phone out to walk her through that. Does somebody have it where they can help her get one started on Facebook? Okay, go to me.
Oh, I found something.
Okay. It's
Okay.
on my wall.
Oh, I go to your,
Yes.
I don't go to mine. I go to yours.
Yes,
Okay.
go to mine.
Okay.
Go to my page. And you should see where I'm live.
So Nancy, Marcia here. So once we see you live on your page, what do we do for the watch?
Okay, there should be a start a watch party. Do your three dots, I believe. Olivia, can you check your phone and see if that's where it's listed at?
It's not there.
No,
okay, how about try sharing? Just try sharing and see what it does.
Do the sharing
options,
and then
maybe?
scroll over and the watch party shows up there at the top after you do the sharing.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, click the share button. And then
Okay, I did that and it gave me a whole bunch of options, but
okay, there should be one on there that says go live. If not, the share button is just fine, but I thought this would be a great way for us to expand our reach. And one of the things that we're going to go over in 2021 is how to leverage these lives and do these watch parties. So I want to share that with you. So for our topic for today, I'm very excited, had lots and lots of questions about cryptocurrency. People want to know, what is it? How can I get involved? How can I get my money out? You know, all of these things. It's been in the news for quite some time, but it's kind of, you know, slowly getting into the mainstream. And now everyday people, just like you and I, are getting on the bandwagon. And one of the things that I'd like to share, and I've got a couple of different people that's going to come on, and then we've got Claudia and his guest speaker, Mike, who's going to give us our presentation today. But just to give you an example, me particular, I have Bitcoin. And what happened, let me tell you how I got Bitcoin, was I asked for a refund for something that I felt for the co-op that wasn't performing up to my standards. And I said, I want out. And so what are my options? I wanted a refund. And they said my only option was to get that refund in Bitcoin. And I thought, isn't that interesting? Well, if that's my only option, I'll take it. Okay. So when it was all said and done, the Bitcoin came out to be, let's see here, I believe it was 498.75 that was put into an account in our name on 9/25
This year?
this year.
Okay.
9/25, September the 25th. This morning, right now, I'm pulling it up. It is at 1,067.89. Okay, that's September the 25th. September, can you count? October, November, we're not even at December yet. So in less than 90 days, and it's been hovering for a few days. It was quite volatile and all of that, but right now I'm at 1,067.89. So that has more than doubled in 90 days. And so I was very excited about that. And since I used my own cash to fund this thing to start our co-op, I thought it would be interesting. I want to talk about this because some of you may want to get in on the game. You may want to get in on it personally, with your own money. You may want us to do this in the co-op and throw some more money into this account and see what we can do. As with everything, we are not financial planners. We're not financial advisors. We're not selling stocks, securities, or anything like that. So all of the compliance people out there, y'all can relax. We're here today to educate you, to tell you about what has worked for us, and to give you some options. Not all of the companies are available in the United States. Not all of them are available in Canada. Some are available in both. It's important that you know the basics. You don't have to be an expert, but I want to give you that opportunity. Something interesting that our very own Michelle Drake is doing. She's going to tell us about it before we get started. I thought that was really cool that she's incorporating some of her things, but also I want to talk about this collaborations and how all these things work. None of us knew each other prior to, we met at different events. And then we're connecting and doing business together at different levels. So Michelle introduced this one. She knew Mike from somewhere else, I think. And this is just really cool how all of these things have come together. So Michelle, if you don't mind, take a couple of minutes and tell what you would like to do.
Sure. Yes, this is great to be able to be all together like this, one happy family. So yeah, Mike and we knew each other from the fitness industry. And as Mike and I both know that when you're in the fitness industry, it's difficult if you're trading your hours for dollars. So Mike was always on the search, and then he came into a World Ventures, which was what I introduced Claudio to, which was a really nice way for all of us to get together. And we still love the whole travel thing. We can't wait till that comes back, as you guys all know. But then we needed something else that was going to be supportive of us during this kind of pandemic way. And Mike led the way again with this particular venture, which I have to tell you, as a single mom, I lost 100% of my income when COVID hit. It was really intense. And getting going on Cyberland has been tricky. So this particular company literally changed the trajectory of our family and the way my energy is around money, because it's exciting, right? When you see how it's improved your, like, even just that little amount of money, how much it's gone up. And it's like exciting and supportive, and there's all kinds of stuff going on around that. And not only that, when you are part of this company, particularly the Cash Effects one that that Claudio and Mike are presenting, it also is, you are supporting other people in this as well, not just yourself. So what I very quickly recognized was that I could help other people. So what I did with Cash Effects as a platform is that I built something called the Bright Light Fund, which I have a list of nominations. We've got 4 people on already from that nomination list, where we're able to teach them how to fish and support them through their journey with this cryptocurrency. And also, I think right now, because we're going cashless, that Mike does some amazing presentations in the evening that give you bite-sized information where it's not overwhelming, so that you don't have to feel inundated without that knowledge. You actually just feel like you're starting to understand what the heck this is, because it really is kind of out of our realm. But I'd love to book a virtual tea with anyone and see how I can support you in your greatness, and then possibly enhance it with what we're doing and start your own Bright Light Fund.
Well, thank you, Michelle, if you'll put your information in the chat. Next, before we go to our keynote today, is I want to introduce Fernando. Most of you, he is no stranger to any of us in this group. And the reason I wanted to bring Fernando in today is probably out of everybody in our tribe, he has the biggest background and experience of research on this cryptocurrency and gold and all of this stuff in our group. So he is going to be a wealth of knowledge. He's going to be your go-to guy probably for the questions, anything that you would want answered and all of that stuff. And again, I was telling you that, you know, not everything is available in the United States yet. Some are, some aren't, some's coming. So I wanted to introduce Fernando just because of his background. I mean, he's been doing this for years and years and years. So he's ahead of the curve. So Fernando, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes here for you to give us a little introduction about what you're doing.
Hi. Well, this week in particular was great for cryptocurrency, mostly for the guys who had Bitcoin. If you had invested $1,000 10 years ago with Bitcoin, you would have $237 million today. That is a lot of money. So that's cryptocurrency is that way, you know. And there's many coins right now on the market. But one of the things that I want to invite you is to come and start learning about cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is the new financial, system or ecosystem that's coming into our world. And we either we like it or not, it's already in most of the things that we do. So basically, we need to learn the new jargon, which is decentralized finances, utility coins, deflationary models, and many other things that are coming into the financial world. And I invite you to come and learn from it. Whenever you want, let's have a talk so you can start learning. You can start opening also some of the wallets for free. And that's my invitation for you.
All right. One thing I would like to throw it out there as well, because several of you have asked, because our group is so large now that, you know, we've got some special interests coming up, just like this. This would be something of special interest. Anybody who would be interested in doing that, we have enough people that we could have our own group where we can bring speakers and you know, these presentations and all of this inside for that particular topic. Fernando, I'll get with you offline and we'll see if we can with Mike as well, arrange some additional times, because I know, you know, we're limited here on our time here. So again, Fernando, thank you for sharing, and put your information in the comments as well for anybody who'd like to reach out to Fernando. Now, Claudio, I'm going to bring you on and then you can introduce Mike. And first of all, Claudio, tell about your experience and what you've been doing and how all this is pulled together for you.
Great. Thank you, Nancy. So my experience, you know, as Michelle said, you know, we did get started all together in the travel business. And when things started to, you know, take a little bit of a turn, we needed something else. And I know Mike and Michelle had both approached me several times about this in the past. But in my mind, I kind of felt overwhelmed because I really didn't know anything about cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin or mining or any of those other terms. Then it finally dawned on me, and it was really, you know, I was kind of given a shake that with this platform, CashFX, you don't need to know a thing. Now, the way things are now, most people know that, you know, the banks, major corporations, the government, these are all organizations that use our hard-earned money, and they go into the foreign exchange market and they trade and they make billions of dollars in profits. Well, CashFX does that on our behalf, so we eliminate them. So rather than having them make all that profit in the market, it enables us to earn a lot of that profit for ourselves. So, you know, that's basically the gist of how we operate. But I'm going to let Mike explain it a little bit more. As I said, I met Mike about 4 years ago now through Michelle. She was the one that brought me into World Ventures. And I mean, he has a wealth of knowledge. He's been an incredible leader in both World Ventures and with CashFX. It's really been a pleasure and an honor to get to know him. And I'm going to let him speak a little bit more about cryptocurrencies in general itself and where it's taken him through CashFX. So go ahead, Mike.
Thank you, Claudio. Thank you, Nancy. Hello, everybody.
I wanted to start off with a piece of gratitude, actually. And like all of you that have been, in quarantine and locked up, I've heard some amazing stories. Ellie, what you've done this year is just phenomenal. I'm in awe of all that. For me, it's given me a chance to build even stronger bonds with my family. So back in February, it was, my brother and his, small family. We decided like, hey, it's all or nothing. Either we go and stay at mom and dad's and help them out, or we just stay in our condos. And we just thought we were going to be better together. So we all moved into mom and dad's, and it's, obviously it's been challenging at times. There was a lot of people in the house, but I, overall, I've been very, very grateful that I've been able to reconnect with my family, and then trying to build, an extension of that through all these Zoom calls and getting together with presentations. So it's been nice. It's been an amazing year, actually. And as Claudio mentioned and Michelle mentioned, it's been a life-changing year for me. So with all the bad stuff that's been going on, it's really nice to see a turnaround, or to see stresses actually force you to pivot, force you to make a change, force you to learn a new set of skills, force you to start something new. All these things can be a blessing, right, at the end of the day. So and this has definitely been that for me. As they've mentioned, Bitcoin is something that I've been into for years now. I saw the value of it back in 2016, and at the time it was kind of this anarchist, like, down with the banks, a vote against centralized banking and whatnot. And so I was all on board with that, and realized that the potential long-term effects could be profound. And it's showing to be the case more and more. So if you guys haven't had the TV on at all for the last couple of days, then you wouldn't know. But anyone who's had the TV on, any news station, they're all talking about Bitcoin. All the financial markets, it's come up in conversation. And the reason being is that it has just hit an all-time high. So this has been around since 2009. And at the time, so quick history for those of you that this is new for, this was something that was just seen as like internet, monopoly money. People were throwing Bitcoins around because they were worth like a penny. And so no one thought anything of it. It's like, oh, that's going to be monopoly money on the internet, and no one really cared. And eventually, a little bit of time goes by, and somebody decided, hey, I'm going to show that this actually works, and you can, transfer it and move it around and actually pay for something. So some guy thought it would be really cool to buy 2 pepperoni pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin. And if we were to assess the value of those pizzas today, that would be somewhere around I don't know, $100 million worth of pepperoni and dough. So no one really wants to be the pizza guy now. And this is important to note, because, and this kind of ties into not only what is money, but what essentially is an effective store of value, right? So, if you think about the properties of money and what constitutes money, something has to have inherent, values, and it has to have inherent properties. So it has to be verifiable, it has to be portable, it has to be divisible, it has to be durable, and most importantly, it has to be scarce. And so historically speaking, gold has been, what people have deemed to be the most valuable in those aspects, right? If we look at the dollar today, right, in this past year, 30% of the entire fiat currency, amount that's out there has been created in the past year. 30% of all dollars have been created in the past 12 months. That's staggering. So if you think about the supply being ever expanded, what do you think that's doing to the value of the dollars that you have in your pocket? It's being debased year after year after year. Your purchasing power gets less and less and less. And so now it's getting to the point where people feel a a radical need to be able to protect their hard-earned, assets, right? Just by earning dollars while the printing press keeps chugging out more of them, it is devaluing what it is that you've got, what you've worked hard for. And so that is a real problem. And, no one understands that more than big institutions, right? Big companies. And so what we're seeing is, to dig a little bit deeper, what we're seeing is big institutions with huge cash reserves. They are now purchasing Bitcoin, and they're doing it by the tens and hundreds of millions of dollars. This is a clue, right? The big money people are always sort of ahead of the game because they've got the ear to the ground. They know what's going on, but they realize that, hey, if we've got 500 million in cash reserves, and they keep printing more of it, that's a game we can't win, right? It's a losing battle. They're gonna, the value of their company is gonna go down. And so they need a store of value. They need a way to secure their profits, their assets. And the overwhelming conclusion of what's happening right now is that companies are now moving those net reserves into Bitcoin, because it functions as the best store of value. So yes, it was designed as a peer-to-peer, method of payment, to be borderless, to be censorship resistant, right? Why should someone be able to tell me what I should or shouldn't do with my money, right? Who should be able to control whether I want to send Olivia or Nancy or Jeffrey? If I want to send them $100,000, I should be able to. I shouldn't have the banks asking me a million questions, charging me exorbitant fees, and then it takes weeks for them to get the funds, right? That should never happen. It's my money. I should be able to do what I want with it. So Bitcoin hits the scene peer-to-peer. We can send funds around the world in seconds and at very low cost. That's the purest form there is, right? It's anti-establishment, of course. It's a vote against centralized banking. But more importantly, what it's emerging as is a store of valuable store of value. Oh, that sounds like it sounds like Austin Powers, but I think you guys get my point. So eventually you get to the point where it's like people don't know what to do with it. And now Bitcoin has emerged as that major player. So we've got major corporations that are putting hundreds of millions of dollars into it, most notably MicroStrategy, the CEO of Twitter, who is also the CEO of Square. They have made huge deposits into Bitcoin because they see it outperforming gold, real estate, any other precious metal, fine art, anything that you can think of that will retain value over time is really what's needed, right? That's what people want. They want to be able to protect it. So with Bitcoin having all those assets and being the most scarce of them all, that is why it is being deemed the ultimate protection of assets. So very fascinating stuff. It's like I said, it's all-time high now. There are many banks, hedge fund managers, financial experts, stock to flow ratio people that all have Bitcoin projected anywhere from 100 to $350,000 just by the end of next year. So don't make the mistake that I did when I first saw it at $250, which was like, I was thinking it's like Google, right? Oh, it's at 250. It's going to take forever for it to get to 500. I'm only doubling my money and there's no point. Didn't understand it, right? And that was the biggest mistake possible, was thinking of it in terms of a stock and thinking of it as like a short-term investment where if the price goes up, I'm going to sell it for more cash. It's exactly what we don't want to do. The last thing we want to do is go back into fiat. The whole point is to keep it in Bitcoin and eventually over time not to have to ever use cash, only for something that you would absolutely need to. But eventually we'll be able to do, all of our purchases using Bitcoin. So now we're at the place where we've got some options, right? There are ways to earn more. And if you understand what that can look like, I'll give you the Facebook example, right? Or Google or Amazon, because we were just talking about stocks. If you were to go back into 10 years, let's say 2010 to 2012, Facebook's at, $8 or whatever. Would it make the most sense to try and time the market and hope to buy it at $10 or $8 or $12? Or would it just have made sense to buy a whole bunch of it and just sit on it, right? Same goes for Apple, Google, Amazon, take your pick. Any of these big tech, very highly liquid stores of value, all you needed to do was buy and hold. The only way you would lose money is if you sold, literally. And so that's where we're at now, right? If you have something that is a store value long term, just buy and hold. There's no need to time the market. So there's no need to get cute is the point. So little overview, sort of a little history, kind of bring us to where we're at today. To find ways in which you can earn Bitcoin, which was really what, as Claudio mentioned, Michelle mentioned, this was finding a platform that paid in Bitcoin. Just my eyes just turned to saucers, because I'm like, yes, absolutely. We definitely want more of that. And that's the only way that I would like to get paid is in Bitcoin, because the dollar is worth less every year. Bitcoin is worth more every year. So why wouldn't you want an appreciating asset? So we found an opportunity with a company that, oddly enough, trades currencies, right? Eventually, what Bitcoin will do away with. It's going to take a long time for that to happen, but ultimately it just might. So we found a platform where we can have professionals trading on our behalf, and we can earn profits in Bitcoin. So Nancy, am I be able to do a quick screen share?
Yes, go
Is
ahead.
that possible?
Yes.
Okay, will do. Thanks. Thank you. So I'm just gonna, I'm gonna wrap it up here, but I just want to sort of do a quick teaser of, what this has been able to do for me. I've actually been a part of this platform for 15 months now. And so if you look top left-hand corner, lifetime total, that's what my account has generated in USD since I started 15 months ago. The account balance is just what I earned last week, which I haven't withdrawn yet. But this is, if you think about, as Michelle said, I'm in the fitness industry. I'm also a golf professional. I get to the point where I'm approaching winter. It's going to be slow times. And the next thing you know, COVID hits, I can't work. I stumble onto this, which is fully done for you. It's like having a stockbroker. Remember back in the 80s, it was a thing to have the Wall Street movies, it was a thing to have a broker, right? They would do the money for you. Now everyone's got a TD Waterhouse account. They're basically, it's like having a casino in your own home, right? But no one really knows what they're doing. Now to have experts, and they're not even experts, but experts that have developed software that can do it on your behalf, is extremely powerful. So that elite group that is earning funds, earning consistent gains over long periods of time, we've just been lucky enough to find one of those people, one of those groups, and to have software that does it on our behalf. So we're looking at 5%, 5 to 6% profits on a weekly basis. And so it's allowed me to get up to a point where I've got $100,000 contract, within the span of 15 months, and generating, I don't even know what it's coming to now, over 30,000, let's say, US a month. In my wildest dreams, probably that's more and that I make in a month now than I used to make in a year. And so just beyond grateful that we found this, that it's in Bitcoin, because when I withdraw my 8,100 US, it turns to Bitcoin. Guess what? Then I just keep the Bitcoin in my wallet. That appreciates in value over time. So it's like hitting 2 home runs in the same game. And that's what I'm grateful for. The ability to share this with others, to help others get started, empower people to, realize that their savings account at the bank that's paying 1% a year is actually collecting dust. By the time the fees are done, you're probably at break even or less. Right now, we're able to get like 1% a day. So very, very powerful platform, empowering people to understand, learn about that, and then also welcome them and share exactly what goes on in the Bitcoin community so they can be a part of that. as soon as you can learn how to fund an account, how to send and receive it, how to store it securely and safely, all these things are super empowering. Come a year or two from now and Bitcoin's on the moon and your Uber driver's asking you if you have any, you can say, yes, I got into Bitcoin a couple of years ago, and their eyes are going to be wide, right? Because they can't believe that you got in early. These are early days, everyone. Yes, I got in 4 years ago. Yes, it was the best decision I ever made. And being a part of this platform has just accelerated that at such a level that I just have to pinch myself for this year. It's just been unbelievable. So I'll stop the share there. Thank you guys. I mean, I appreciate all what you guys do. And my intention is for you all to be able to find a way, even if it's not with a platform like CFX, to earn more of it, but at least to be aware of the money that you do earn is how to store that securely, how to make sure that you can protect what it is that you're earning. Otherwise, you can have the most noble of intentions and you can work very hard and always be sitting in dollars, and eventually it'd be worth, little to nothing. So I want that for everyone to be able to own, to really be in charge of their own finances, be your own bank, and get into something that will help you do that, like Bitcoin. So thank you guys. Have an amazing weekend, and we'll see you on the next one.
Mike, thank you very much. Everybody, let's give him some virtual claps. Use your emojis down there on the bottom. He can see your hands, I think. That was excellent. I love the fact that he didn't use a lot of jargon, and it was all understandable. And I think that everybody's going to walk away here today with a little bit better of understanding on what's going on. It's very exciting times. Mike, make sure that you and Claudio put your links down there. I'm going to open it up. I know we're running a few minutes over, and hopefully thank you for staying, but I wanted to open up the floor in case anybody had any questions that they could ask Mike or right now. One thing I know that's a question that I get off a lot is, Mike, what's the minimum that they can invest? Because I know it's Christmas time and all of this stuff, but we need to plan for the upcoming year. What is it going to take?
There we go. 300 USD would be the base contract for cash effects. Bitcoin, you could buy $10 worth if you wanted to. It's divisible. So that's the one thing that people are intimidated by. It's like, oh, it's 23,000 US for one Bitcoin. I can't afford it. Too bad. It's divisible. You can buy fractions of a Bitcoin, what they call Satoshis. So never be intimidated by the price of what it's at. Just know that you can get small chunks of it. So works.
Right. And again, like I said, I have already started our co-op account. It's there available for some of you who may not have that 300 US dollars. Talk to me and we'll see if we can't get that going. Probably we'll start with $20 increments or something like that, and we'll do it one time. It doesn't have to be like a monthly or a quarterly thing, and let's just see how it goes. That's kind of what my idea was when I started that, and then every month we can report on how it's doing. I think that would be something very beneficial, educational. Again, it's all about teaching everybody about the investments. Who has questions for Mike? Bruce, go ahead.
Yeah, just to clarify, since this is for CFX, is that Canada only or US, or what's the timeline for availability in the US?
So currently it's Canada and internationals. It's not available in the US. We have a version that will be available in the US next year. I don't have an exact date on it, but I'm guessing somewhere around the middle to third quarter of next year, we will have an option for Americans.
That's great. Jock, you had actually had a question. Are you still here?
Yep, I'm here. Yeah, I was wondering because there was a big spike in 2018 that went almost up as high as it is now, and then dropped way back down. And it's been very volatile in the past. Why do you think it won't drop back down again and continue to be volatile? And also, why not? Are there other cryptocurrencies out there? Why Bitcoin versus one of the others?
Sure. So it is, volatility is kind of built in to the platform. I'm
Hey,
getting a
Mike,
lot of
Mike,
background.
sorry to interrupt here. Jock, is that noise in your background with the TV or something going on?
Yeah, there it is.
If you could turn that off, because I can't hear anything. I just hear that TV noise. Thanks.
Okay, he's got it. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah. So volatility is kind of a part of it, right? That's kind of built into it. Because this is new, people by and large would see it as just a tradable asset. Consider it like a stock. Every time something goes up, people will, buy it, they'll take profits, and then it'll move back out. So institutional money knows that they know where this is going, and they're trying to buy in as cheap as possible. So there will be some market manipulation because the market cap's, somewhere around 350 billion. It's not near the amount of something like, a tech, a big tech or gold or anything like that. So there will be some inherent volatility for the time being. At some point, we will hit escape velocity, meaning it will get to a certain point where it may just not come back down. The reason being is that the scarcity of it. Okay, so there's only 21 million coins that will ever be produced. Okay, that is unlike any other crypto. So to answer both kind of at the same time, any other crypto, the supply continues to expand, right? Even gold continues to expand by 2% every year. Okay, Bitcoin is the only one with a fixed supply. So eventually that volatility will dissipate because, to put it in layman's terms, it's like musical chairs. When the music stops and there aren't enough chairs for everyone, the value of that last chair becomes very, very expensive. And at certain points in time, we will see it go parabolic, like straight up. Yes, there will always be some pullback, but it will continue to climb. So it's far more valuable than other cryptocurrencies because it serves the purpose of store value better than any of the other ones that are even remotely trying to do something similar. A lot of them have different functions or variations of, well, we're trying to do smart contracts, or we're trying to do this, or we're trying to be something for the banks to use. The most important version is the one that's the most secure, right? Can't be hacked. Bitcoin's never been hacked. It's impregnable. And the one that is the most scarce, and that's also Bitcoin. So for that reason, that's why it's emerging as the clear winner in the crypto space. So I would deem Bitcoin a crypto asset, not a cryptocurrency, where you might see many others that would be deemed cryptocurrencies. This is a crypto asset because people are treating it like a store of value, which it deserves because of the scarcity.
One thing that I'd like to share also, guys, this is not something where it's a lottery ticket that you put your whole life savings in and think you're going to win the lottery. By all means, please don't think of this as that. This is just something, we have this wheel. We talk about multiple streams of income and growing wealth, and we want everybody in this group to be financially independent. That means that, we want you to have the time, money, and health to do what you want, when you want, with those that mean the most. And in order to do that, you need to be financially independent. You need to have enough passive income options coming in that's going to allow you to fund the life of your dreams, whatever that may look like for each and every one of you. I'm not talking about, a billionaire unless that's something that's on your goals list, but there is a number that you need to start working towards. And this might be one of the asset classes that you would be interested in doing that. And Jeffrey, thank you for asking that question. Yes, we will put something together for those of you who are interested in doing it through the co-op or whatever, because there are some options, and I can't wait till it comes to the United States and all of that. But in the meantime, you can reach out to Mike, Claudio, Fernando, has some options in the US. But again, we're going to run this through and try and make this as educational as well as making money. Are there any other questions before we wrap this up? It's 1:14. Yes, Kate.
I had a question. Oh, I had a couple questions. I don't know if Mike, if that was the answer to me, because I'd actually sent a message as well. And I was asking about a highly reputable platform where to purchase and to hold Bitcoin. I have 3 different platforms and I want to put everything together in one place. Because I didn't know where to do it and I had recommendations, but this was a few years ago. So if you can suggest a place that would be good.
Absolutely. So where you buy matters and where you store matters. Okay. So there are exchanges that have what we call, and you need to, in order to purchase Bitcoin, you have to fund an account on an exchange that handles cryptocurrencies. Okay. So you have to set up an account, verify your identity. You have to e-transfer funds into the account. Then you can purchase Bitcoin. Okay, so there are a variety of different types of exchanges that perform different functions. Some are very user-friendly, especially for newbies, and they actually have internal wallets where you can have your Bitcoin sit on the exchange. It's not something that I would recommend people do for too long. It's just something that I would recommend for brand new people that may be very tech challenged. In Canada, one's called ShakePay. It's a phone on an app on your phone. They have an internal wallet, so you can purchase and you can have it just sit there in your account on ShakePay. That's what I would use, or that's where I would start newbies. Then I would have people progress. So eventually, you want to be able to take your Bitcoin off exchanges. Okay. Bitcoin or exchanges can be, go down, they can be hacked. There have been a couple horror stories over the decade where people have lost funds because it's been sitting on exchange. It's always important to store your asset offline securely. So I might start people on an exchange like a ShakePay. If they're dealing with small amounts, it's going to be fine. And then have them graduate to using an exchange which doesn't house Bitcoin. So that would be that one would be called Bull Bitcoin in Canada. It's extremely private, very safe. The exchange could go down and you would never get damaged because you can't store funds on it. The government could come knocking saying, "Hey, give us a list of your client base," and they say, screw you, and they close the whole thing down. No one gets hurt, right? Because this is sort of anti-establishment in a way.
So they're the exchange, but they don't store.
That's correct. So what you would use in that situation is it's always safer to store your Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies on what we call a hardware wallet. And I'm holding one as an example here. This is it's basically like a heavily encrypted USB drive. It looks just like a normal USB stick, right? You'd never know. But this is how you would store it securely offline. These cost about $90. Okay,
and so what brand is that?
This is called a Ledger Nano S. And I've just purchased a new one from a company that's based in Toronto called a Cold Card. This is another one. CoinKite is the company. But I would say there's probably 4 or 5 that are sort of A+ in terms of security. Ledger would be one, Cold Card would be another. So highly recommend spending if you're serious about this and you're not sort of just, doing tens or a couple $100. If you do plan on storing Bitcoin securely, get yourself a hardware wallet. And I would highly recommend if you're in Canada, using Bull Bitcoin. If you're in the US, use a company called Swan Bitcoin. You cannot sell Bitcoin there for cash and then send to your bank. You can only purchase. So you would purchase from Swan and then you would have it sent to your hardware wallet. In Canada, you can use Bull Bitcoin. You can purchase, but you can also sell there. So
Bull Bitcoin is purchase and store? No, that's
no storage. Neither of these are storage. ShakePay in Canada would be storage also. In the US, you could use blockchain.com.
I have that.
Okay, that would serve as a storage, internal storage as well.
But I still shouldn't keep it there.
I would graduate. I would go into Swan Bitcoin if you're in the US and purchase a hardware wallet. If you're in Canada, graduate to Bull Bitcoin and purchase a hardware wallet. Ledger Nano S is a great start. It's about half the price of the Cold Card. It's very user friendly. Like I said, it's about $90. The cold cards are about 150 or so. I'm just going to start experimenting with that new one now.
Hey, Mike, can
Yeah.
you explain what a hardware wallet is?
Yep. So it is a physical device. Okay. It looks just like a USB drive, like a flash drive, but this is what can actually store cryptocurrency on. Okay. You can't use a regular drive. It doesn't speak the same language. So you need a hardware wallet which can store crypto on it. Yeah. Claudio's got his Ledger Nano
Thanks,
S
Claudio.
there. Yeah. Same device.
Thank you.
I've been using that for 4 years. It's been extremely reliable. I'm just going to experiment with this other new one.
One other thing to keep in mind is that when you're storing it in a wallet, like a hardware wallet like that, or external from the exchange, people need to understand that if you lose your key or that wallet, you're screwed.
So how that works is if you have a hardware wallet, you could lose the wallet, it could get damaged, and you can still recover your funds because it comes with a 24 seed password. You have to keep the password, that list of words, safe somewhere else. There's a couple of options. So one would be to write it down on paper and store that securely somewhere. Another one would be I'll take this out of the wrapper, but anyway, you'll get the idea. This is like a metal plate, okay? And with a punch, and you can actually hammer out the letters for all your seed words, and then you could do what you want with this, bury it in the ground, whatever. You could physically lose the device. You could have the device stolen. They can't access it because your password. It could get damaged. You can still access your funds if you have your 24 seed password. So there's always a fail safe. But it's very important to not, there's like anything else. I don't know about you guys, but I get calls for, hey, we're a collection agency, call us because you owe us money. There's scams everywhere. It's unbelievable. Okay. And the crypto space, the financial space is no different, right? There'll be emails maybe that come to say, they might know that you purchased something and they'll be like, oh, hey, send us all your info because your device has been compromised. We need to double check. Never give out your info to anybody, anyone, anything like that. Okay. So there's phishing scams everywhere. There's fake apps. A lot of stuff is out there trying to get at your funds, right? The digital version, right, it's a lot easier to compromise, to infiltrate if unsuspecting people think that, the company is reaching out to them and trying to ensure their security. And next thing you know, you've given up your info, poof, your funds are gone. So you have to be very diligent with regards to that. So hardware wallet, purchase from an exchange which doesn't have an internal wallet. Keep your funds on a hardware wallet. That's the safest way to go. Store your seed word passwords separately somewhere else. You'll have your own sort of two-factor authentication and things of that, passcodes and stuff to use it. But just store the other words safely. And then you can go about your business dealing with an exchange. Like I said, if you're in Canada, Bull Bitcoin, you can buy and sell because almost 100% of my income is now Bitcoin. I keep it all in Bitcoin. I only send the amount that I need to cover living expenses back to the exchange. So back to Bull Bitcoin, I basically sell it for Canadian dollars, and then it gets e-transferred to my TD Bank all in one order. Okay. And that's very easily done once you have your account set up.
All right. It is 1:23. I'm going to wrap this up. Mike, thank you very much for a very informative, fabulous presentation. Thank you, Claudio. Thank you, Fernando. Thank you, Michelle. We've really appreciated. Thank you guys for hanging on so long to allow us time to answer those questions. I'm going to end up. I want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. And one of the things that I put together is we're going to have a special, and that you might have seen that, a $99 membership. Plus there's a but. This is 75% off because those of you, if you haven't noticed, in the last month, our prices went up to what I've been preaching about for almost a year now. So our price did go up. So we're going to offer that at 75% off, which is your $99 a year, plus You have to do a cooperation or a joint venture or a barter exchange to bring you up to the full amount of the full membership. So that's something exciting, and we talked about it, and I wanted to come up with something creative so that we want to model what we want you to be doing. So we want you to think outside the box. Sometimes you don't have the cash. Work on a barter exchange with somebody. You know, or a joint venture to bring in some extra cash, or a cooperative effort or something like that. So I want to offer that. If you know of anybody that could benefit from coming in, and just as a reminder, what you get: 52 Lunch and Learn Zoom Fridays, 12 mastermind sessions, the opportunity to participate in our co-ops, virtual marketplaces, and all of this stuff that you guys that are here every single week, week in, week out, you know, just the Lunch and Learn Zoom Fridays alone. I mean, multiply 52 times 20, $30 a week and see what that value is. So anyways, I wish y'all, like I said, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and love you guys. And I will see you soon. Stay in touch and be watching that email and your messenger. So see you
Merry
soon.
Christmas, Happy New Year's,
Merry
everyone. Happy
Christmas.
Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate.
Merry Christmas.
Go in there and make a comment on that Facebook Live.
Oh, yes,
Don't
absolutely.
forget to save the chat.
Oh, thank you. Yes,
Oh,
save
thanks
the
for
chat.
that.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, that was great, Mike. Thanks.